Yeah. All right, guys, I hope you got my message, but you need a towel. A relatively long one. Actually, it doesn't need to be that long. Mine's a little bit longer, but I got a towel this evening, and you'll find out why in just a second. So if you don't have one, go grab one. If you've got one, let me know. Just drop me a thumbs up or a wave or something so I know that you're ready to go. And we won't start without you, okay? And what we're going to use the towel for this evening is some isometric training. Now, normally with isometric training, if you haven't got any equipment, it's where we would do, we're all good, awesome. We use isometric training for strength training, okay? And it's great when we don't have any equipment lying around. And there's a few different types. We can either do a yielding isometric, which means that we would normally do that with our body weight and go for longer periods of time, or we'd hold a weight in like a squat position for a longer period of time. With an overcoming isometric, good stuff, cheers guys, everyone's got one. With overcoming isometrics, we can work into an immovable object. And we know that the towel isn't immovable, but it's pretty damn strong, okay? It's got high tensile strength for us, which is great, which means that we're gonna use it today to pull against in certain kind of positions, or to push into in certain different positions, to actually do some strength training, okay? Because we're really lacking that at the moment in our ability to train. So we're going to put a little bit of this in over the next few sessions. Please let me know what you think of it, whether or not you find it useful. It's not going to make you sore. It's going to be hard when we're doing it, but it's not something that will make you sore, all right? Which, believe it or not, we don't have to have happen every time we train. Okay, we're also going to do a little bit of a sweaty bit at the back end. We're going to do a little bit of strength training first, because we haven't touched on any of it in these kind of body weight classes before. And I just thought, as we're building up and getting ready, hopefully to see gyms reopen in the not too distant future, then I think some strength training in preparation for that would not be a bad idea for the next couple of weeks. So let's get warm. Let's find the space. I want you to drop down on the floor, arms out wide. And you're going to start with just single leg rollovers, or what we call an iron cross, and slowly, keeping both shoulders down on the floor, we're going to swing one leg to each side, reaching up towards the hand if we can. Once we've had 5 each way, I just want you to hug each knee in for a few seconds. And switch over, really draw it in, try and keep your lower back flat to the floor, and keep that non-working leg out straight so we feel the open down the front of that extended leg. Get 3 switches, so 3 big counts on each side. Nice. Good stuff. Once we're done, we're going to roll up and over onto all fours. In all fours, we're just going to do some thoracic rotations. So take the support arm out in front, keep the knees underneath the hips, take the free arm, reach underneath the body, and then turn and open. 5 rotations. Once you've got 5 going one way, get 5 the other. Now, if you're struggling for rotation with your arm up in front, you can just bring it a little bit closer to the body and you'll get a bigger rotation, okay? You know, 5 on each side. Awesome. And then you're either going to stay in that tabletop position, or you can extend it out into a half press up, or you can come all the way up, okay? Whichever one we hold, all we're going to do is keep the arms straight, and we're going to push the floor away and try and get our shoulder blades to spread across our back. So the only movement I'm getting is here. We want 10 reps. Again, I can do that in my box position. I can do it in a half press up position. I can do it in a full press up position. Good, and then nice and slowly, We're going to walk the feet in towards the hands. When you feel the hamstrings tighten up, walk back up and go again. Feet in towards the hands, keeping the legs as straight as possible. Hands flat to the floor. Walk back up to that long plank position one more time. This time, relax, bend at the knees, let the body hang, and then slowly roll back to standing. Good stuff. Now we're up on our feet. We're just going to move through some lunges, and we're going to reach down to the floor with every lunge. So how we're going to do it is one forward lunge, one sideways lunge, one backward lunge. So the one leg is moving all the time. Get 3 of those from me, guys. Forward, lateral, reverse. 3 times through. I'm not really worrying about what my torso is doing as I'm doing those lunges, okay? Once you've got through 3 with one leg moving, I'm just going to switch that over and do 3 with the other leg moving. Letting my body go. 3 on each side. When we're done, we're done. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right, so we're going to start with the towel this evening, okay? And how it's going to work is we're going to use it as a strap, okay? And we're going to start with a split squat hold. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it nice and tightly, okay, or as best as I can, okay, here. And then I'm going to put my foot in it and I'm going to assume a split squat position. In that position, keeping a good grip, I'm going to try and straighten my leg. So I'm pushing as hard as I can with my leg to try and get myself straight. Now the challenge is, number 1, grip. Okay, so if you can get away with gripping a very small amount, very thin amount, rather than the whole width of the towel, that'll be easier on your grip. If you've got a long enough towel and you can turn your hands over to actually make a bit of a loop, you'll find you get even more grip and you'll be able to lock your hands in there as I'm pushing with the leg. The next challenge is going to be not crumbling through the body, okay? So I'm pushing hard through the leg. I've got very little weight in that leg and I'm pushing hard to try and straighten myself like I'm trying to lift the weight up, but I can't move. Okay, so we're going to do 5 sets on one leg. Then we're going to hit 5 sets on the other. And we're going to do it, 4 sets. 4 sets? No, 5. We're going to do one leg, then switch over and do the other. Okay? And we're going to go on the minute. So we're getting about 50 seconds of rest for each leg. Okay? So we're only going to hold for between 6 and 8 seconds. Okay? So grab the corners of your towel. If you feel that you need to wrap your hands around, you can absolutely do that. Okay? And then foot in the stirrup, down on the floor in a nice position. My back leg, I don't want to be too narrow where I'm off balance, okay? It's out nice and wide, it's just there to help me stabilize. Then side on, I'm here. And if we're setting in position, we're going to increase the tension and then we're going to push hard for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest. Change it over the other side. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. Good job. One done. So remember, if you feel like you're a little bit too tall, all you're going to do is you're going to grab the towel a little bit further down. Okay, so if you feel like you've got a long towel but you're not very tall, you're almost going to be straight, okay? we want to have, we don't need to be incredibly deep, okay? But we want the hips just above the shoulders, just above the knees, sorry. Ready? Okay, let's get in position for round number 2. Starting 10 seconds. So I'm finding my good position, get myself set, ready, 3, 2, 1. I push hard into the floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax. Switch the foot over. Ready, 3, 2, 1. And push it in, holding tight. 3, 4, 5. Push into the floor. Chest up. 7 and 8. Relax. Good job. 2 down. Remembering, guys, okay, that you can make those loops if you need to with the hand. Create the good strap so that you can tie yourself in, okay? Get ready for round number 3. Just come in, 15 seconds away. Show you the next one's front on, okay? Set number 3 coming up. Okay, foot in, get myself set. 3, 2, 1, push. Keeping my chest up, I'm actively pushing my foot into the floor, trying to stand tall. 2, 1, time. Good. Quick switch over. Get ourselves set and in position. 3, 2, 1. Push into the floor. Keep a good grip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. Awesome. Good stuff. Rest there. 30 seconds out from round number 4. So guys, when we're turning that tension on, I want you to think about turning the screw to make it tight rather than hammering the nail. Okay, if you hammer that power on, you're going to lose the grip. So grip tight and slowly take up all the slack in whatever you're using, okay? 10 seconds. Good. And get set. I'm in position. 3, 2, 1. Push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the last time. Here we go. We're going to turn it over, get the other foot in, and ready in 3, 2, 1, and push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. Good, give your grip a little rest. And we're going to do a similar, I'm going to give your grip a rest now, and we're going to do a similar exercise, but for a push-up, okay? So with your press up, with this, you can go off the side of the sofa, if you feel like you need to, okay? You can do that in a full push-up, you can do it down in a half, okay? Or you can do it on the floor. So, bit of a fussy position to get into, okay? But I'm going to come over, drape it over my back, and I'm going to take hold. I'm going to get into a position where I'm quite close to the bottom of the press up. So I'm going to grab it quite high. And then I'm going to be in position here. Okay, so side on. You're sitting right across my shoulder blades. Tucked under my elbows so that I've got room to move my elbows where they're comfortable. And I'm going to be in a press up position where I'm just off the floor. Okay, now that might be on my knees. And it doesn't really matter here because you've got the resistance of the towel, okay? So you don't need to be up in a full press-up position. You can be down on the knees because the push from the arm is having to push through here. All right? So if you find that a normal press-up hold is really challenging, go for the easiest option. You can even come in on the sofa here, and I can press into the towel. Okay, and that way I'm still going to activate my chest and my triceps loads. So let's get down and in position. I'm going to do all of these from a kneeling position. Okay, so I can really focus on some upper body strength. So I'm coming down on the floor and pulling the towel nice and tight. And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Up into position and press into the towel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rest. Slightly less time required for the upper body. Whew. Rest and breathe. So remember, guys, you can be doing that even in a box press position. I can be doing something very, very similar here, and I can be pressing into, as long as I've still got a good amount of angle at my elbow, I can be doing that off my hands and knees. And I'm pressing into the floor, and as long as I've got plenty of tension across the arm, all the better. And obviously, the wider you go with your grip, the further apart the towel will be, which means that I can play around with the width of my grip as well. Okay, good stuff. Ready? 5, 4, get into position. 3, 2, 1, and push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rest. So you have to make sure, guys, okay, based on where that towel is, if it's too low and you've got to push there, you're going to get a load of core activation, which is great, but also you're going to see your hips sag towards the floor. So make sure the towel is right up under your armpits, okay? 2 more to go. Now, this is great because you're pushing with more force than you would do with if you were doing a regular press up, okay? Because you don't have to get all the way through the push-up. So we're actually producing more strength than is required for an actual press up. All right, good stuff. Set number 3 coming up. Down we go. Get into position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. Wow. If you're feeling it a lot in your triceps, it's probably because you've gone for quite a narrow grip, okay? So you might need to think about how you go with a wider grip and still keep you relatively low rather than gripping extremely low and having to get a narrow grip, okay? Wider the grip, the more chest, narrow grip, the more triceps. We have 1 more to go. So remember, strength work, there's plenty of rest time between sets because it's about maximal force and maximal effort production, which means that our nervous system does all of the work and actually gets better at moving things with real intent. Okay, good stuff. Okay, down we come. 5 seconds out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up and push. Core tight. 3, 4, 5, 6. And rest. Nicely done. Good, guys. So, towel work, okay, to begin with is going to feel really fiddly. But if you have no weights at home, it's probably the best thing that you've got, okay? You might have seen some videos on YouTube and social media where people have been jamming them between the doors so that they can do rows on them. Okay, there's loads of great stuff you can do with your towel, okay? If you're a frequent runner, you can also do some calf isometrics with it as well. We haven't touched on any double leg, but two-legged exercises make it obviously much harder, but you can get into good squat positions in there. That's almost like a deadlift position as well. I can get right over and think about how I try and straighten up using just the hamstrings. I can use it for rows as well, like a seated row. Tons of great ideas, okay? And really useful when you don't have any weights at home. So really consider it. We're going to play around with some other variants on Thursday of this week. So just bear that in mind. Right, grab a drink. And then we'll start with a really fun bit. All right. So now we've done a bit of strength work and all the neuromuscular system is nicely charged up and ready to go. We've got a few little exercises that we're just going to link through in a circuit, okay, of 30 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. So a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio, so it'll get pretty gassy pretty quickly. Okay, but we're going 30-15 on the first round. And the movements are as follows. Okay, so we are going to start with a couple of different lunges. But we're going to start each one from this balanced position. Okay, hands in the air, drop down into the lunge and back up, and out into the lunge and back up. Okay, only those two, forward and side. So balance here requires good activation on my stance leg. Come down, touch the floor, bounce straight back up, out wide, back up. I want you to, I can't see it, get this little half-second pause here, so there's no off balance. You try to hit those positions, okay, because that's really going to challenge the glute on the stance leg. So forwards, sideways, forwards, sideways, forwards, sideways. For that time, then we go straight into the opposite leg. Forward, up, sideways, up, okay? Those are our lunges. We've then got what I call a side step press up. So I press, step, press, step, press. Okay, from down on hands and knees, you can do it exactly the same way. In that I press, I step, across, press, step, press. Okay, and we just go backwards and forwards, side to side. With that, we've then got a down dog, toe tap. So I go into a down dog with the toe tap. All the time coming back to the top of that plank, not letting my hips sag. So I need to slow and stop the hips there every time. If you can't reach your foot, mid-shin, if you struggle with mid-shin, touch with your knee. And then finally, we're finishing off with a plank wiper. So we go from that position in the down dog, we're going to drop down here, and then we're going to step feet out, back to center, and out the other side. Okay, so we'll be here, step, 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 both feet, step one, then the other. Looking to keep the hips the same height all the time. All right, so get into your space. We start in 30 seconds, so grab yourself a drink. Starting with those balance lunges. I'm going to make sure I pay attention to where my light shade is, in case I knock it off. Okay, so 30 seconds with 15 seconds rest, guys, okay? 10 seconds. So pick your balance leg with hands up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Forward lunge, down, up, out, explode back to the top. Remember, we want that little pause, go. The more speed you can carry through the lunge, the more that lunging leg has got to do. Reach tall, get that pause, up. 3, 2, 1, time. Get ready for the other leg. If you're struggling for the balance, you can step back, but I still want you to recover that position, okay? 3, 2, 1. So what I mean by that is, we step out, back, up, out, in, up. All right, but ideally, down, up, out, push off that leg, and up. Keep the toe lifted. Power out of the bottom position. Trying not to let the body collapse. So when I do my forward lunge, bam, in a good strong position to drive back. Same out there and up. Time there. Good job. Down to the floor. Ready for our side step press ups. Remember, you can do a full press up. You can go off your knees. You can go on your hands and knees. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. One press up, step, step. Good, so I'm going with outside leg, inside hand, and then recovering. Keeping the core tight all the time, so my shoulders and hips move in sequence. 5 seconds, so I'm not arching, coming off the floor. 2, 1, time there. We're staying on the floor, down dog to white, got a down dog, toe taps. 5 seconds. So back to my press up position. 3, 2, 1. Up into a down dog, hand through to opposite foot, and switch. Not letting the hips drop lower than the shoulders. Here. And making sure that we come all the way up into that down dog and back out. Good, guys, less than 10 seconds. Remember, the last one is a plank variation, so we can stay on the floor. 2, 1, drop the knees. We're going to come down onto the elbows now. So if you imagine in the plank, your feet are at the 6 o'clock position. We're going to step them both around to 7 or 8 o'clock, back to 6, round to 4 or 5 o'clock. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So hips and shoulders stay same height. Okay, so we don't want to see your hips rising and falling as we step. They stay same height. 15 seconds to go. Almost done. 3, 2, 1, time there. Nicely done. Good job. We're going to keep the 2-to-1 work to rest ratio, except we're going 40-20. Okay? 40 seconds away. Okay. So remember, through some of these, it's all about controlling the pelvis. Good posture throughout means that through the lunges, you can drive out the bottom and not lose any energy through the body. So nice tight core. On the push-ups, as we're moving sideways, we don't want to see too much rotation. Tight core. Through the press up, don't let the hips sag. Tight core. And then obviously through the down dog and the plank, exactly the same premise, okay? 5 seconds. This time we go for 40. Starting with our lunges. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Forward lunge. Up. Get that little bit of a pause. Pause. So as soon as you've stopped moving, that's almost your cue to start. So what we don't want to do is fall out without reaching. Top bit, up and go. 10 seconds to go. Reach down towards the floor, drive your hands down. Time. Good job. Switch your legs. Excellent job. 10 seconds. Oh, the extra 5 seconds rest is real luxury. 3, 2, up and down. Up, down. So making sure on that forward lunge that I'm not keeping that back leg straight. I want to let the knee drop. Okay? I'm finishing in a good strong position away from that leg. Here. Bam. Good. Forward, up, out, up, and really making sure that stance leg, we're contracting that glute. Less than 10 seconds now, guys. Good. Driving down. Use gravity and that ground reaction force. Time. Awesome. Press ups next. So remember, we've got 3 options with the press up. Full. Drop the knees. Bring the knees up under the hands. Okay? And under the hands, under the hips. Down in position then. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Press. Across. Making sure all the time that whichever one I've chosen, I'm able to maintain good shoulder to hip position. Good. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Down dog, toe tap. So let's remember good pelvic control on the toe tap, and especially when we return to the long plank. 3, 2, 1. So I start here. There's my down dog, but I'm reaching through and tapping, and I'm stopping here, not letting my hips sag through. Hips high. You might need to have a slight bend in the knee to get through there. That's okay. Bracing, using the core to stop the hips sagging towards the floor. Last 10 seconds. Pushing the floor away. 3, 2, 1. Time. Down in our plank position then. Whew. Ready. 10 seconds. So remember our plank position. And good pelvic control. Keep it tucked. Feel the rib cage flattening and keep the core engaged. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I step the legs out and in and out and in. So my hips are staying shoulder height, maybe slightly above, but definitely we don't want to be too high and we don't want to be too rounded out in that position, okay? Good stuff. Take your time with the step. You don't need to be stepping on to 3 o'clock, okay? 7 or 8, and then 5 or 4. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Time there. Good job. One more round to go. One more round, guys. Good news. It's been a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio now. We're going up to 3-to-1. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. So 5 seconds more work, 5 seconds less rest. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to give you another 45 seconds of rest though, because I'm nice like that. Actually, no, my fault. We get a minute and a half recovery on this round, which means that we've got a minute from now. Wipe yourself down with a towel if it's there, if you need to. Doesn't matter if it gets a bit damp now. Last round, guys, okay? Empty the tank. Maintain the quality as you try and increase the intensity, okay? That's the really tricky bit. Let's see how we go. Loads of time. We'll be nice and fresh for this last round. So no excuses. Wearing tracksuit bottoms was a bad choice. Note to self, wear shorts. All right, find your space, get up into your balanced position. 10 seconds out. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step out and down and up and down and up. So I'm reaching really tall, and that reach just means that this hip will tighten up and do what I'm asking it to do, which is stabilize my movement so I can change direction. Up. Good. Out. Up. Down. So I'm trying to get the hand to reach the feet as it hits the floor rather than foot down, hand up and up. 3, 2, 1, that's time. Only 15 seconds of rest. It's going to feel much shorter because we had 20 seconds on the last round. 10 seconds. Switching legs. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Balance. Show me you got it, and then you can go up, out. So as we're stepping into that sideways lunge, think about landing and pushing off the inside ridge of the foot, okay, rather than letting all the weight roll to the outside. Plant it, drive, plant it and drive. Good. Awesome stuff. Keep it going, 30 seconds to go. Making sure that that back knee is dropping here. Good. 3, 2, 1, time. Press up variation coming next. Remember, you've got the full 4-point kneeling, the half press up or the full press up. Your call. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Control the press up. Step, step. Opposite hand and foot. So the leading arm in the direction I'm traveling. Okay, stay still. I step the foot out with the opposite hand coming across under the body to stabilize. Otherwise, it's a very difficult step to make. Good stuff. All the time making sure I'm getting full range on that press up and you're not turning it into the worm. So if you started on a regular press up but you're now struggling, drop to your knees. Good, almost done. 3, 2, 1. Staying down. Another breath. Down dog toe taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into my down dog, reach through and tap. Stabilizing well with that arm. Rock back to the top of the plank and change. Using this opportunity to control my breathing. Bending the knees as much as I need to get into that down dog. I don't need to push my heels down. I want to reach through. If I can only reach my shin or my knee, that's fine. 30 gone, 15 to go. Brace in the trunk here, don't let the hips sag. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Plank wipers to finish. Good strong stability, okay? That movement we did in the warm-up, that's really important to brace our upper body while we swing our legs. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, last round, let's do it. Controlling the breath, controlling my pelvis, so not allowing my pelvis to sag when I step or need to shorten the lever by lifting it high. Keep pushing on through, we're halfway. Strong through the upper body, pushing the elbows down to the floor. Last 10 seconds coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time there. Good job. Up on your feet. Have a little wander around your workout space. Grab a drink. Nicely done. Well done, guys. Well done indeed. So a little bit of a different format tonight. Like I said, if you've not used a towel in that way before, it's just a little bit of getting used to. If your grip strength is questionable, then you're going to get a bit of grip training in there as well. But just remember that you can wrap the towel around and look for something a little bit thinner. If you're a bit of a DIY specialist, then I'm sure you could fabricate some webbed strapping and put a handle on the end, and then that's absolutely perfect. Basically, you're making yourself a suspension trainer. With that note, if you do have like a TRX or a suspension trainer, that's perfect, because you've got the attachment point and it comes down, then you've got the two handles. Well, where the two handles meet the attachment point, I use that all the time. It's easier to grip, and I might even show you that on Thursday if anyone's got a suspension trainer. I can show you that on Thursday. Okay, good stuff, guys. Okay, not a major cool down this evening, because even in the lunges we were getting a lot of stretching, so we don't need to do a great deal. So we're just going to kind of hit the reset button. Okay, so I want you to drop down on the floor. Yeah, we get to lie down, bending the knees with the feet flat, just slide down, and you're just going to relax just for a minute or two. Put one hand up on your chest, one hand down just above your belly button, and pay attention on the breath into making that hand rise. And 4. So we don't want to see the shoulders rising or the hand on the chest rising. We want that to be still and relaxed, and just, you can even bring both hands down to the rib cage if you really want to. So you can focus on breathing into your hands and exhaling with a squeeze of the rib cage. Drawing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips like you're blowing through a straw. Really thinking about flattening the rib cage down on the exhalation. As you breathe in, fill in through the bottom of the rib cage, and also trying to breathe into your back. And then exhale. Good, nice and slowly, just hug both knees into your chest. You're just going to rock back and forwards on that. If you want to hook underneath, you can. I like to cross the feet over so I can draw them in a little bit further. Pulling my knees up into my armpits, even trying to get them up to my shoulders so I can open out the low back. And when you're ready, we're going to rock up to a seated position, and we are done. Monday, another one, check.